Alright. Let's just make sure everything is good and live or unalive. Alright. Hi, everyone. It's me, Nightlord131, and today I decided to take a little bit of a break from video games, and I'm going to do a tier list. This is our first ever tier list. I'm going to start doing some tier list and everything, because that would be interesting. And tonight, we will be doing a tier list on ultimate horror movies. So, yeah. I should preface before we commence. Oh. Yeah, hi, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing great. But yeah, we'll be doing a tier list. S being the best movie, or the best movies, and F being garbage movies. And this is all the horror movies we will be talking about. I've seen half of these. Yeah, half of these, and well, some I may need some of your guys' opinion, but yeah. With that out of the way, let's get this puppy rolling. By the way, if you hear some noises in the background, that's just the washer and the dryer. You know, they're washing and they're drying. But yeah, let's see. We have Saw 3. Well, isn't this something new to start, I guess? With this Saw movie, no, that's Saw 3. Okay, my apologies. This must be okay, there's a lot of Saw movies. Okay. I'm not too well versed with all the Saw movies, but I have seen a couple of them. And okay, we're gonna talk about this Saw movie. Where would I put this? Honestly, when it comes to Saw movies, the original was the best. So, I am not really sure where I should put this. And honestly, here, let me just put this right here, because I need to know which Saw movie this is. Okay. Nope. All Saw movies. In order. So the one that we are dealing with over here is Saw 3. That's Saw 3. Okay. I would say with this movie, Saw 3. Now let me just get rid of that tab. I guess I would put it right here. Like, again, I think the first Saw movie was the best, and this would probably have to be somewhere right here. Like, I feel like it would be in the middle, just because. Yeah, I should also say this too. If you do not like the takes I give for some of these movies, that's okay. You're entitled to your opinion, but, you know, let's try to be as respectful as we can when it comes to this. So, this is The Curse of La Llorona, and I have not seen that movie. I saw like ads for it and it looked pretty good. But I can't really judge these movies based on trailers alone. So yeah, we'll have to just put this right here. So we're off to a good start right now. Right now I'm just getting a feel for all these movies because some will go over my head. House of Frankenstein I've seen. I've also seen the original Halloween here, so we will be pretty good. I love this movie. Yeah. There's just a couple that will go, like, that will fill up this, so. Yes. Let's see. A Nightmare on Elm Street 3. When it comes to A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, where would I put it? I would say I would probably put A Nightmare on Elm Street. Hi, welcome to the stream. I guess I would put it right here. Well, we'll just put it right here, right now. Like, in case, like, it's been a couple years since I've seen A Nightmare on Elm Street 3. So, pardon me for, like, if I don't remember it too well, but I thought it was pretty okay. So let's just actually put this right here. And, yeah. But no, seriously, like, we have so many movies to talk about right here. So many. We have Annabelle movies. We have Christine, which is a good movie. And also a good book by Stephen King. We have Cloverfield, which is a good one. Rosemary's Baby, which I actually watched a couple days ago, actually. So, yeah. Now, The Fly. Which version of The Fly, though? Let me see. The Fly. Oh, this one has Jeff Goldblum in this. Okay. So, yeah. This version, okay, let me just put this right here. I have seen that version of The Fly. So, where would I put The Fly? In terms of watchability, I would kind of put it here, personally. Just because with that movie, the acting by Jeff Goldblum and the other people in that movie was pretty spot on. But I would say my favorite part of that movie is the practical effects that was used in that movie. Like, when you see the human fly meshed together, it looks disgusting, but also kind of sick. So, yeah. Actually, here, let me pull it up for you. Where is The Fly? Okay. Like, this is what The Fly looks like after like the experiment. Yeah, he looks pretty disgusting if you ask me. Like, yeah, this was a really good movie. There's young Jeff Goldblum, and that's what happened with his character. He turned into that thing. But yeah, so far so good. We have some good stuff here. Let me just delete that because I was looking into that one time. So, well, yeah, we'll put it right here for right now. Now, ooh, the Invisible Man. Where do we put this one? A New Beginning. Okay, this isn't the original, but it is a Invisible Man movie. Where do we put this? I haven't seen. I've only seen the first Invisible Man movie, so I can't really give an opinion. So we'll just have to put it right there. I have no idea with this one. So, usually you don't do this in tier lists, but I can't even read that. So, that is like beyond the scope. So, my apologies. Okay, we have this one right here. So, let me see. Saw movies in order. I'm not sure. Well, this one, yeah. This is the fifth one. So I haven't seen that one either, so we'll have to put it right there. Okay. Now I have seen Cabin in the Woods, which if you haven't seen Cabin in the Woods, it is hilarious. It's a good comedy horror movie. If you haven't, here, let me type this in. Cabin in the Woods. It stars Chris Hemsworth right here. He is the jock. And basically, in this movie, let me get a better picture. Okay. These 5 right here, they are supposed to be horror movie archetypes. And there is a secret organization beneath the cabin where they are supposed to do a ritual in order to appease a group of ancient gods that lay deep in the earth. And each one here has to die in a certain way in order to appease them. I won't spoil the end, but you should go watch this movie. It's really good. And it's on multiple platforms, including this place. But yeah, they will bring in like killer clowns, zombies, vampires, knockoffs of other horror characters like Pinhead from the Hellraiser franchise. So if you like a good comedy horror, this is a good movie to check out. Cabin in the Woods. So, with that being said, it was a meta movie about horror movies and the horror genre in general. So, there was a lot of heart and passion behind that movie. And we haven't received anything else like it in years. So, with that being said, I will have to put Cabin in the Woods right up here. It's a good movie. Okay. Oh, I remember this Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh. I did not like that one too much. So, okay, the mask for, well, no, I don't think it was a mask. I think it was practical effects. But even then, the practical effects on that Freddy Krueger was not so great. So I'll have to put it right here. It wasn't like the worst horror movie, but it deserves to be here. Hello, welcome to the stream. Yeah. Um, if you are going to be asking a question, please pertain it to what we're talking about here. So, about music. Okay, sure. Ask your question. I have to ask that question just to make. Well, no, I had to make that statement because some people will say, "Can I show you my art? Can you message me through Discord or something?" You know, I had to lay that on the ground. Lay that. Yeah. What's your music question? I'm gonna take a small break. All right. They're probably typing up their question right now, so yeah. Okay. Okay. Want to hear a song from a huge rapper in Russia? It's not me. If not, it's okay. Probably not right now. But if you type it in the chat, then maybe I'll check it out. Maybe I'll check out that person later, like after the stream, most likely. But yes. Now we're going to be talking about Shaun of the Dead, which, oh my goodness. Thank you, chatter. This movie right here, Shaun of the Dead, it is so funny. It's not really to the same level as Cabin in the Woods, but Shaun of the Dead is perfect. It's a great movie. It has a lot of British actors in this movie, and yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a really fun time watching it. Came out in 2007, I believe, and yeah, good movie. So we'll have to put it on S tier. Okay. Let me just do this. Okay. I haven't seen. No, that is A Nightmare on Elm Street 5. I have not watched that movie, so we're just putting it there. Okay, now we have Night of the Living Dead, the original Night of the Living Dead. Now, I am a bit of a sucker for older movies, like Night of the Living Dead. So, honestly, in terms of like a horror icon, this is a good movie. This is one of the best movies for not just zombie movies, but horror movies in general. So I'll have to put them right here. Like, there's a iconic scene. Well, let me describe. I can't show the clip. I would if I could, but I don't want to get copyright striked here on Twitch and on YouTube. But basically, it happens where a brother and a sister are in a cemetery mourning one of the family members of theirs, and a storm starts rolling in, and Barbara begins to get concerned, and she starts running. Well, no, starts quickly walking away from the cemetery where well, no, they're still in the cemetery, but away from the tombstone. And the brother says, "They're coming to get you, Barbara. They're coming." And it's been parodied in different horror movies and TV shows during the Halloween season. And yeah, if you haven't seen this movie, it's free on Tubi, so you should go watch it. The original Night of the Living Dead. Absolutely great movie. It's peak classic movie. It's peak zombie movie, and it's peak everything. Peak everything. I love this movie. Matter of fact, these three movies a lot when it comes to horror and movies in general. But, okay. Oh. Okay. Where do we start with Terrorizer? Terrorizer, honestly, I've heard comparisons between Art the Clown and Michael Myers, and how Michael Myers was the first ever slasher and spawned people like Jason, of course, and Freddy Krueger, and Scream, like Ghostface. And no, honestly, he's an icon in himself. But I've heard comparisons to where Art the Clown is our current version of a Michael Myers character, a Michael Myers figure for contemporary horror movies. And honestly, you have to consider when the first ever Halloween movie came out, I believe in 1978. Let me see. 1978 movie. You have to consider when the original came out with this Michael Myers that we know and love today. The thought of a person, not a monster, was, a regular well, in later movies, he was kind of considered supernatural in how he would die and then be brought back. But in the original Terrorizer movie, well, no, not Terrorizer, in the original Halloween movie, he was like, everyone who left that movie theater was terrified that a person like Michael Myers could exist. Like, any person can put on a mask, a pretty crappy mask, get a knife, and then do a home invasion on your homes. Like, the fact that a character like that was so impressionable in the late 70s that anyone who says Michael Myers, they know who you are talking about, unless you don't have any connection to pop culture in general. But yeah, great character. So with the Terrorizer, Art the Clown, I would put Art the Clown kinda here. Like, I respect this movie a lot. Not like, I have gave criticism for the Terrorizer movies for being very gory. So yeah, like, the gore can get too much, but at the same time too, I kind of feel like those people from back in the late 70s, or with other horror movies that came out in the 80s, like, those movies like the intensity level of gore and terror was on high for them. But now it's like nobody's going to really get scared. Which maybe in the future the standards will change for Terrorizer as a horror movie. Like maybe there'll be some other horror movie that will it will make it more intense to the extreme when it comes to depictions of violence and everything. But yeah, as far as right now, I feel comfortable putting Terrorizer right here. Now, we have the Dead Zone. Now, how do I feel about the Dead Zone? Let's see. The Dead Zone. The Dead Zone movie. This is the Dead Zone. A closer, like, to give you a better perspective. As a Stephen King movie, I thought this one was actually really good. Like, it's not like It or The Shining or The Stand, which The Stand is a really good book and a good movie. You should go watch that movie. The miniseries and I wouldn't say the CBS version, but you should definitely read the book. I would say with this one, with the Dead Zone, personally, I liked it, but we're talking about like fright. We're talking about some things that will scare you. And when it comes to scareability, probably not a real word, scareability, but I'll kind of have to put it right here. In terms of story narrative, like, it does a good job. But in terms of fright, and it's engraved in your mind in a horror perspective, it doesn't meet it. But I do think it's better than these two. So, yeah. Jennifer's Body. Now, what do I have to say about Jennifer's Body? With Jennifer's Body, excuse me. Just give me a sec. Okay. Let me just do this. We're not talking about her. But she is a good actor. Jennifer's Body. Okay. This one right here. I enjoyed this movie when it came out. Like, Megan Fox in this movie, she was, for this movie, the perfect, like, I wouldn't say bad bitch, no. But I would say kind of like all attention on me kind of lady, okay? And her friend in the movie right here, she knows that Jennifer right here, I believe she's possessed by a succubus or some other kind of demon, and she would kill her victims by chopping off their heads and body parts, a lot of stuff like that. So yeah, like, looking at it more. Looking at this movie as it ages, like, I kind of think it was a film of its time. Like, I wouldn't see this kind of movie being made, well, maybe a little bit in the future, like a little bit contemporarily, but I don't really imagine a kind of movie like this being made. I don't know. That's just how I personally feel. But in terms of, like, I'm talking from my experience, not for everyone else's, but I would put it kind of right here. I'll put it right here because story, it's not the same as the Dead Zone, but it does have enough energy to outpace these two. So, yeah. So, alright. I haven't seen any of these movies, even though I should, but no, I didn't. So we're going to have to put a lot of these movies here, including you. So, well, we have a lot of movies to go. Let's see. I think this is the original Saw. Just here. Saw movie. Yes. Movie poster. Yeah, this is the original. Okay. I'll get to that when we get to that. And I'll also have to put this right here. Okay. So we will talk about one of the OGs, Frankenstein. Now, this movie right here, if you haven't watched it, okay. Frankenstein. Okay. If you haven't seen the original Frankenstein, you need to go watch it. It's excellent. I love this movie. Like, actually, in the original book, you know what? Actually, how should I put this? With Frankenstein's monster, in the original book, he's not green. He doesn't have any green skin. But when Universal was making this movie, they wanted to, like, show on posters, like, to get your attention more. So they had decided to actually, like, give him a bit of a green coating, kinda, to, like, make him more visible, make him more, like, not really in your face, but to catch your eye. And as a movie, it doesn't, like, to me, it didn't freak me out. But this movie opened up, I shouldn't say a trend, but it laid the groundwork for many horror movies that are on this list, actually. So, for its impact on movie history, I would have to put it right here. The original Frankenstein from 1931. It's one of the best. It's one of the best horror movies, but also one of the best like movies of the 20th century. So, yeah. Ooh, okay. I see a Chucky movie coming up next, so I don't like Chucky. Chucky, it's I don't like the Chucky movies. I think they're garbage. Like literally not like they're not my favorites. So, yeah. We're now talking about Scary Movie 3. With Scary Movie 3, comedy-wise, it sucks. It sucks, but I do like the movie references and like doesn't have too much going for it outside of the comedy side. So like I'll have to put it here. I personally like it as a movie, but I don't think it can like be compared to the other movies here. Like it's not okay, I should probably say this. Cabin in the Woods right here. They're not the same as Scary Movie 3. They're not comparable when it comes to like the horror and the some of the scenes in Cabin in the Woods are scary and was a broader homage, I would say, to horror movies in general. But this, no, it didn't even meet that criteria, so. Okay. I just don't like you, Chucky. Give me a sec. Alright. Now, this Saw. It's a favorite movie of mine. Like, the original one left an impact on me, and I think it's a great movie. Wonderful movie. I would put it in front of The Fly. Like, it's not my all-time favorite that I would put them up here, but it's good that it is a leader in its own right over here. So, good movie. Good story, good everything. Reanimator. Ooh. We have this one right here. I just looked at it. It's just solid. So okay, we have a lot of movies to go. But Reanimator right here. If you don't know about Reanimator, it was the film is based off of a story by H.P. Lovecraft. It doesn't lean too much into like what H.P. Lovecraft is known for, and if you don't know who H.P. Lovecraft is, let me just do this. H.P. Lovecraft. And Cthulhu. Alright. H.P. Lovecraft is the author of the Call of Cthulhu. And Cthulhu is our little boy right here. He's our slimy alien god right here. He is the creation of H.P. Lovecraft, which H.P. Lovecraft was a racist. He was a xenophobe. He was a lot of terrible things. I'm not going to sit here and defend the man. No, he was a piece of shit when it came to that. Yeah. He's from the 1920s, and times were different back then, obviously, but it doesn't defend his racism. But outside of that, he wrote many wonderful books. Well, excuse me, he wrote several short stories, one novella, no, like 4 novellas, and one novel. He didn't live to see his success. He got popular much years later. But no. He had made a short story called Reanimator, and it was made into a movie right here. So I would say with Reanimator, like, I would kind of put it on the same level as The Fly right here, because, like, if you ever watch the movie Reanimator and see everything that goes on in that film, you would be surprised on the type of things that go on and how, like, all the different characters react to everything that happens in the story. Visually, like, if you're not familiar with his work, with H.P. Lovecraft's stories and how this movie kind of adapts to it, it kind of will make you second guess yourself on, like, what's going to happen next in the movie. But yeah, it's a good one. I would put it right here. A part of me is thinking about putting it right here. Oh, no. But for right now, actually, I'll just put it right there. It's good, but it's not on the B tier level. But it's leagues ahead of these ones. Okay. The Twilight Zone movie, I haven't seen that one. The Conjuring, however, I have seen. So. What do we say about the no. What do we say about The Conjuring? Like, I would say with this movie, like, I would kind of put it right here. And I put it there for several reasons. First off, just give me a sec. What I would say about The Conjuring, the original one, with that movie, like, I'm gonna compare, like, much like how I did with other movies, like with Terrifier and a bunch of movies. I would say, if we look at the original Exorcist movie from the 1970s, like, that movie during that time had, how do you say, didn't just make horror movies, like, pushed it into mainstream success, kind of like with Halloween, but it was kind of in response to the cult revival of the 1960s and 70s. That's when, like, concepts like New Spiritualism started to manifest and become, like, popping up all across North America and Europe and a couple other parts of the world, but mainly in those two sections of the world. And that was kind of a response, to a bit of a response to everything that was going on during that time. And What else do I say? But why am I talking about The Exorcist when I'm talking about The Conjuring? I would say up into The Conjuring, there wasn't many movies out there about ghosts and based off true stories out there that would get people demanding for more ghosts and demon movies that are based on fact. Okay? And when this movie came out, it, I would say, spawned so many other movies that continue. Like, let's just say, if we didn't have The Conjuring, we wouldn't have a movie like The Curse of La Llorona, or we wouldn't have anything such as the Annabelle movies. I would argue maybe not Insidious, since I believe Insidious came out before the Conjuring. Yeah, like outside of Insidious, all these other movies that have come out over the years, all of those movies can thank The Conjuring. The Conjuring that helped propel all these different horror movies for coming out. So in that respect, I would put it there. It's a good movie on its own. And I believe we will be talking about The Conjuring 2. Let's see, I'm looking for The Conjuring 2, if it is listed here. Okay, I see Annabelle, and I see The Evil Dead 2. Okay, we see a Chucky movie. We'll have to throw that out when we get there. And, yeah, it doesn't look like The Conjuring will be brought up again. Which, that's a shame. I do think... Oh, wait, we have The Nun here. And Gremlins. Ooh, that would be fun. But, yeah. As far as right now, it's a good movie that should actually be right here. I would put it in this field. It's a trailblazer in its own right. So, yes. This Saw movie, I thought it was okay. I'll put it right here. This one, it's going here. They're funny movies, but they're not good horror movies. Therefore, they go here. And they're better than this stinker right here. Chucky movie, get out of here. You're over there. Okay, I haven't seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I have heard a lot of good things about it. And I was going to put it somewhere over here, but we will have to put it right here. Maybe in the future I'll do like an updated listing and kind of change up my views on a lot of these movies. But this is the current time right now. Like, I will be like checking out Us or The Evil Dead Rise or whatever movie that's supposed to be, but that's so hard to read. Like, we can talk about like movie posters too. Those would be great, but no. Halloween Ends. I thought that movie was not great to the levels of this, but it was a good, well, I'll kind of put it right here. Like, I remember when it was announced and it would come to theaters, and when I got to like sit down and watch it, it was not incredibly, how do you say, it didn't ingrain itself in my mind too much to where it would be up here, but I think it's like a good divider between this and these movies. So, yeah. In term We should do like a comedy movie section. We should do a comedy movies and talk about these, cuz these, they make bad jokes, not the best jokes, but they make me chuckle a couple times. But this movie, on the other hand, Freddy vs. Jason, now that now that's a good movie. When that movie came out, like, it was kind of around the same time that Alien vs. Predator came out. So, there, like, it was a bit of a craze, but it was pretty fun to watch. The story didn't really work, per se, when it came to Cougar having control over Jason for a time, and then they're fighting. So, in that respect, no. But I would say, like, in terms of like interacting, boy was it fun. So I'll have to put it right here. It's a fun movie. Like, a little bit of the CGI is a bit laughable. I'm not going to bully the movie too much on that because it did come out, like, I believe 2 decades ago. So, like, you can't really make fun of it in that respect. But the ping pong scene was funny, yes, but like bit cartoonish. Like, these characters are mass killers and, induce nightmares, but they're cartoon characters essentially. But yeah, I haven't seen that movie. I haven't seen The Nun 2 yet. Black Swan, not really a horror movie, but in terms of like, story wise, like, it did leave an impression on me, so I would say it's kind of in this space, but it's not. Yeah, in terms of story, it goes here. It's not okay. Actually, the more I think about it, right here. Story wise, pretty okay, pretty good. Scare wise, no. But I think the story is a pretty good is very good. It has, like, not very good, but it's a redeemable quality. And Natalie Portman, as the main lead, is actually a good choice, I would say. So, yeah. Okay. The Haunting, I have not seen that movie. Part 3, no. Another Jason movie, no. Oh, we got ill. Throwing you over here. Disgusting. And you. Okay, we have these good movies. Thank goodness. Okay. Now, where do we begin with Children of the Corn? Children of the Corn is it's not a great movie. So, like, okay. You don't get scared to this kind of movie. It's kind of a movie that you kind of point at just for like some of the acting is okay. Sure. It's kind of okay. But I don't know why for the life of me that for Children of the Corn there's so many like rehashes of that story specifically. I don't know why. If you ask me, it wasn't a movie that I would say, hey, let's do this. Maybe if like they intensify like the maybe if they intensified the threat and made it more unnerving. Making a movie unnerving, especially for a horror movie, really, rises up the ink. Excuse me. No, not ink. Excuse me. It makes it. That's how you get it under people's skin. Good movie. It's a good way. When a movie does that, make you nervous and unsettled, and you feel it in your gut, that's a good horror movie that's done its job. So I would put it right here, more or less in this fashion. So Terrorizer 2. I do think with this movie, it was a step in the right direction for the Terrorizer franchise. So I would put it right here, right next to it. Excuse me. So, well, actually, okay. No, actually, I really like the story behind Terrorizer 2. Actually, that makes more sense to me because with Terrorizer 2, where do I even begin? Like, the main protagonist, she has visions, dreams of Art the Clown, and there's kind of a narrative. Well, I haven't seen the third Terrorizer movie, so I can't really speak on that film specifically, but I do know with that movie, like, there's in the second movie there's the narrative of good versus evil, kinda, because Art the Clown is supposed to be a demon, and the protagonist, she is supposed to be an angel. It's even in the poster right here, the iconography right here. You can see her with her angel wings, and then you have Art, who is naturally unnerving, ugly, and something you could see as like a demon-esque being. Actually, when Art the Clown first Art's first appearance, actually, when Art came into, like, the first ever appearance of Art the Clown, Art was this character who was okay, let me not I believe it's called Nine Rings. Okay, let me see. Art the Clown in the ninth circle. Okay. This is actually a good way of putting it. Like it when it comes to the demon stuff, like here's Art the Clown. He was supposed like in that movie, he's not like a just a man dressed up as a clown. Like he has a connection to demons actually. You see right here, he is at a train station, and the girl right here, the lady right here, is waiting for the train, and she tries to get away from him, but then he drugs her, and he famously does this as his eyes are changing different color. Well, no, they're glowing up. And the narrative with this movie about like the protagonist being the angel and Art the Clown being a demon is so good. And in the third movie it carries on that idea. And I like that. That's a grand idea that you can do in a movie. I think there will be a fourth one coming out, but until then, like my only criticism, well, it's not a criticism, but when the first Terrorizer movie came out, it was a kind of a standalone, but when the second one came out, it made it perfectly clear that this would be a kind of like a franchise that I think personally, when this Terrorizer series is officially over, you won't get those crappy like Jason and Freddy Krueger reboots or something. I don't see that happening with this movie franchise. So as far as right now, this is where it stands when it comes to the Terrorizer series. With Final Destination, the first one, I got to see Final Destination Bloodlines with a couple friends during the summer. And what I like about Final Destination is that, like, okay, before seeing Final Destination, you hear all these weird stories of people dying in really gruesome ways through, like, things that are in our control but not at the same time. And the fact that this movie came out with, like, all these elaborate things happening, like that, honestly, it is a, how do you say, a beast in its own when it comes to that. So I'll have to put it right here. The reason I put it behind the original Saw here, because that movie is a gore movie, and there's a lot of interesting stuff going on in that movie. Not saying that Final Destination wasn't having anything going on, but like, no, I put it there just because it makes sense to me. Ooh. Now, what do I say with Midsommar? Let me think. Excuse me. Wait, let me see how far we are. Kinda. No, we're not really even halfway yet. But boy, is this list getting interesting. So, where do I go from here? I just noticed that all the D movies is just one film collection here. And then all of the F movies are just Chucky movies. I just noticed that. Oh, what kind of thing am I drinking? Oh, I'm just drinking some off-brand Coca-Cola. It's really good. What about you, Chad? What are you guys drinking tonight? Oh, by the way, I was meaning to bring this up, chat, but I if any of you know who Emma Langevin is, Emma Langevin actually released a really cool video. What? Just give me a sec. I was drinking blueberry tea. It's my phone. Is killing you? Oh, okay. You know, I haven't tried blueberry tea, but it sounds interesting. I hope your throat's feeling better, chatter. But no, Emma Langevin is a really great creator, and had actually released a new video after several years, and it's all about My Chemical Romance, actually. So I watched it when I was setting up the stream today, and I thought it was great. By the way, you're welcome, chatter. But yeah, I'll provide a link to Emma's video about how the LGBTQ community, how My Chemical Romance actually has a pretty strong LGBTQ community. And I thought it was a really great video. Really examined a lot of their music and their live performances and Gerard Way, which we love Gerard Way. So yeah. I'm going to provide a link to that when this comes out on YouTube. So make sure to go support Emma Langevin. Really great creator. One of my personal inspirations. And one of my favorite creators in general. But with that segue out of the way, we will now be discussing Midsommar. Midsommar, it's a A24 movie, which if you haven't seen any A24 movies, this one is actually an A24 movie. It's another unnerving movie with a lot of references to cults, Norse mythology, and a lot of visual storytelling. Excuse me. And there isn't much horror going on in that movie, but it's still like a really good psychological movie. So I would kind of put it kind of here. I think that's a good place to put it if you haven't seen it. I really wish I could just show you the trailers, but I don't want to get copyright striked. If anyone in the chat or on YouTube can just tell me if I can, I would appreciate it. without getting copyright striked. So yeah, like I think like yeah, a trailer can't like I don't think a trailer could really do the whole movie justice, but I think it would I think like give you a good idea of what I'm talking about when it comes to that. So, yeah. I have not seen Creepshow, sadly. I need to though. The Witch is a good movie. It's it's in the same vein as uh Midsommar, which I would say in terms of like more unnerve like what's going to happen with the family. It's that kind of movie. Let me actually type it in. The Witch 2015. Like this is The Witch. Like to give you an idea of what happens in the movie. A a family of pilgrims are kicked out of a colony, of one of the colonies, and then they are thrusted into the wilderness, and they have to make a life for themselves. And there's a supposed witch that is living in the woods. The youngest is abducted and killed by the witch, and everyone's blaming Thomason, the main character here. And the two other children are saying, "You're a witch, you're a witch," and the father and the mother are like starting to doubt Thomason right here. And as a period piece movie, it does a good job creating like a scenario where a thing like this did happen. Like if you are familiar with the Salem witch trial, the Salem witch trials, many women and men too, men were also affected as well, but primarily women. If you were accused of being a witch or a practitioner in witchcraft, someone could easily call you that, and you would be burned at the stake or hung or a bunch of other terrible stuff. Like it wasn't a good time to be anyone during that time, but especially if you were a woman and you didn't have little you didn't have little to no rights, and someone could call you that, and then boom, like you lose your life. Unfortunately, that was a factor like living during that period in North America and in Europe as well. But no, in terms of that part, this movie does a good job. It's not the best when it comes to that, but no, I think it's good when it comes to that. The scares lacked luster, but the unsettling nature really helps it. Really helps it good. It really helps it well as a movie. So that's why I say I put The Witch here. I kind of am leaning to put it right here, but we'll just leave it back here. I have not seen you. I have not seen you. I have not seen you. And I have not seen you. Okay. I haven't seen you either, so. Oh, wait. There is The Conjuring 2. Okay, thank you. Alright. A lot of these movies I have seen. So, okay. The Purge. How do I feel about The Purge? The Purge? If you haven't seen The Purge, it's a good... okay. Let me paint the picture. Let me paint a picture for you when it comes to The Purge. In this version of the United States, like, there's a lot of social programs, a lot of social program, no, not programs, no, not even programs, but social problems, economic problems, social problems. I'm sorry, I'm not even. Let me just drink something right now. Okay. I feel better now. But in The Purge, there's a lot of social problems. No programs. Nobody's being helped economically or socially. And in the movie The Purge, there's one night out of the entire year where where the rich are the killers, or it's the reverse, but it's primarily people who make enough money to not just live but thrive. Like, those people are the ones who are doing the best. And like, the other Purge movies are crappy in my opinion, but the original Purge, I think, like, it is unnerving. Yes, it is unnerving. The scares are not, they are like visible, but I really like the social commentary. Like, a movie that can deliver good social commentary and like provide like the unnerving nature of like, oh shit, someone's going to kill me or something like that. That, I think, is really wonderful. Really wonderful as a movie, as a horror movie, and just like a artistic expression. So I'll have to put it right here. Very good movie. Now, It. How do I feel about It 2017? What do I even say? I would say It. Well, It. Pennywise. I'm actually really happy well, not really. I'm going to try to explain myself as much as I can. But Pennywise in the 2017 It, they actually decided not to go with a traditional Tim Curry Pennywise. So let me just pull it up. Okay. 2017. Excuse me. Where is Pennywise? And Tim Curry. Pennywise. Okay. I think this will help I'm trying to find like a good. Okay, this will work. This will be okay. Tim Curry in the 1990s played as this version of Pennywise. And when it comes to the book Pennywise, this is more accurate as a book character. And I would say that, honestly, I was kind of shocked that in interviews they decided to, like, the people who made the 2017 version of Pennywise, they decided to go with this version right here. This version right here, like, I think is, well, it is a major departure from this version of Pennywise, the Tim Curry one. But I do think that the Bill Skarsgård Pennywise, I do think, like, the unnerving nature of his eye when, okay, how do you put this? The fact that his eye can naturally go to one side while, looking at you with his other eye adds to the creepiness. Like, also the makeup on this version of Pennywise, how he looks aged and everything, I think was a really added bonus to this version of Pennywise. Don't get me wrong, this one is iconic, yes, but I personally do think, like, the level of detail on this version of Pennywise was actually a good idea for, like, for updating it to a modern audience. Like, a creepy clown like this can exist, yes, but I think this one, to emphasize that, this guy, is not just trying to be creepy for creepy's sake, but he's also, well, he's been around for a long, long time. That's where I say this version of Pennywise is pretty good. And in the book, a lot of horror characters, such as Count Dracula and Frankenstein and Jaws, are in the original novel, since it takes place in the 1950s during the original novel. But in this one, where it takes place in not 2018, in 1980s, I think that was a good idea to get, like, older people from that time period to say, "Hey, I remember this." Like, I think that was a good touch. So, in terms of the scare factors, yes, it did, like, pretty well. It did pretty well to scare modern audiences. So, I would say I'll put it kind of up here. Kind of. So, yeah. But if you guys disagree, just let me know. Maybe I'll change it. But also for the YouTube audience, where do you think all of these should be? Let me know in the comments below. Okay. Ooh. We have so many more to go. Cujo. I have no idea what version of this is. Well, I have no idea what version of A Nightmare on Elm Street, but we'll get there when we get there. Bride of Frankenstein. Good. Oh, yeah. I have no idea what that is, but we'll get there. We only have a couple more rows to go. Carrie. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're getting to some really juicy ones, chat. Okay. The Lighthouse. I enjoy this movie as a film, but it doesn't really meet the criteria of a horror movie, more of a thriller. But those two used are kind of like interchangeable. So it does make me a bit sad to say this, but I would not accidentally, I would kind of put it right here. It's a good movie, but not even in like creating atmosphere where you feel uncomfortable, like what's going to happen. I don't think it really meets what these other movies have. So what are you asking, chatter? Is that the one that the three little girls died? Which movie? The Lighthouse? No. Actually, here, let me pull that up. The Lighthouse. This is The Lighthouse. It's about this guy right here who takes care of this lighthouse. And oh, no. No. I think must be something else then. Yes. That what you're talking about. But no. This guy right here, he helps this man right here take care of the lighthouse, and they start going insane. Like, no, honestly, like, there's so much good stuff with this movie. Like, the fact that I say it's shot in black and white, and there's a lot of references to mythology, and also some Lovecraftian elements, and there's a mermaid, and there's like a whole bunch of things. It's a like visually there's a lot going on. And I also like with this movie the attention to detail for these characters. And also like Robert Eggers, the director, kind of similar to what he did with The Witch right here. Like, this man studies intently on bringing historical films to life. Like, even how, like, the actors will talk, it'll make you feel like they're from that time. You should definitely watch this movie. It's a really good one. Really good one. But no, I'll have to put The Lighthouse right here. It's a good movie, but it doesn't have like I'm scared. I'm feeling nervous. I'm feeling unnerved. Stuff like that. Energy. Vertigo. Oh boy. Where do I even start with this one? Just give me a sec. Vertigo movie. The Lighthouse is not a sad movie. It's very much the opposite. It's scary. Well, not scary, but it makes you feel uneasy. It's a good movie. Artistic movie. Really good artistic movie. But this movie, on the other hand, Vertigo is a really, really good film. Very intense one. The director is Alfred Hitchcock right here. He made The Birds, another good movie. And also Psycho, which is another good movie. and a few other movies. But this one right here, it's like it's a it is kind of scary. This movie, Vertigo, like it happens in people. And the fact that that kind of thing happens to people, honestly, it makes me want to put it here. Because if you haven't had vertigo, like what vertigo is, I hope that when I look this up, you will see what I am trying to describe. This is what vertigo is. Vertigo causes dizziness and makes you feel like you're spinning when you're not. It most commonly occurs when there's an issue with your inner ear, but you can also develop it if you have a condition affecting your brain, like a tumor or a stroke. Symptoms vary and can include medication and multiple other things. Like in that movie, the name Vertigo really fits the description of this movie. So yeah, I would say like an ordinary person like you and me and can have symptoms of this right here, vertigo. Like, we're not talking about a mass killer here. We're not talking about an alien. We're not talking about a monster. We're talking about something that can happen to anyone. Anyone who is a person, who is a human being, has the ability and can be affected by vertigo. So you may be in another situation just like this guy right here. So for that reason, I put vertigo right here. Maybe other horror movie people will disagree with me, but like the fact that in that movie, this poor man, he deals with vertigo and gets into life threatening situations, that makes it like compelling to me. Just because it can easily happen to you. Maybe not all the other Alfred Hitchcock movies with like Psycho or The Birds or Rear Mirror or Rear Window. Actually, wait, no, Alfred Hitchcock. Yes, this man was the Stanley Kubrick of his time. Rear Window. Yeah, that's the name of it. Psycho, if you haven't seen this movie, I know I'm going a little bit on a tangent, but this is a wonderful movie. This right here is an iconic scene. Let me paint it to you like this. You have the actress, okay? And she's taking a shower, and then you know how it's mimicked in so many pop culture movies where someone's taking a shower like da, 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 and then someone opens it, has a knife, and it's like ring, 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 and then she says ah, and then it just shows like where blood is going down the drain. That is an iconic movie scene that you can't get anywhere else. Let me see where it's available for you. It's on these platforms. If you have any of these ones, like Peacock, AMC Plus, or the Roku channel, or Amazon Prime, or Pluto, Google Play movie, I guess, Apple TV, Fandango TV, well, Fandango at home, you need to watch this movie. It's a good movie. And yeah, there's a lot that happens in that movie. Yeah. So, where did I put? Yeah, there's Vertigo. That's where I put Vertigo. So, all right. Now, where do we put Hellraiser? Hellraiser as a movie, as a horror movie, I would kind of put it kind of back here. It's a iconic movie, yes, but it doesn't. It's not like the other slasher movies here. Like, it depends too much heavily on how it's disturbing what happens to people. Like, there is like some scares, yes, but I don't know, it doesn't have like that energy of like the other major slashers here. Now, that's why I would put Pinhead right here of Hellraiser. So, yes. Now, when it comes to The Conjuring 2, I would put it right here. That movie expands. Well, The Conjuring is like arguably the best, not just of like the Conjuring universe, but that genre of supernatural supernatural exorcism haunted horror movies. But this one is a close second. It kind of expands on what the original Conjuring does. But yeah, it's a good movie. Visually, story-wise, everything. Christine? Where do I put Christine? Christine is... It's a good movie, yeah, but it doesn't have the energy... Well, no, it doesn't add like, oh, you're being scared or anything. I kind of want to put it right here. Well, no. Right here. That feels better. Now, this one is gold. This is a gold movie. I'll have to put it right here. Right here. The original A Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, we have young Robert Downey Jr. in that movie, which is a added plus. But yeah, like the idea of like a monster or a demon haunting you in your sleep and killing you, it's existed in so many different world mythologies across time, but never has it ever really been, like, the concept ever been added into a movie. We've never really had that in a horror movie. But when this movie came out and all the the visuals really helped this movie out when it came to really driving it home that this movie is going to give you some nightmares, especially in the early 1980s. So that's why I put A Nightmare on Elm Street right here. It's an icon for many reasons that everyone knows. Many reasons for why it's critically acclaimed and beloved by horror movies the world over. The acting is good. The story is top notch. It's a good movie. Really good movie. Insidious. I kind of have to put it... in terms of jump scares, right here. Like, the demon looks pretty sick. And, like, you don't really get confused through the whole movie. It's pretty, pretty consistent. So, that's an added bonus. But it's not, like, to these levels. But it's up there. And it's got its place. The first one. I can't really speak for the other horror movies beneath here. Like, there are good movies that stand like as regular movies. They stand alone pretty well, but no, like, I think this should be the barrier between all these great movies and all these movies. Well, excuse me. These movies that meet the cut, and these movies that, like, separately do well in their own way. What's good? Oh, we're just talking about horror movies right now, and I put all the Chucky movies right here. Anytime I see a Chucky movie, I just throw it in here. Like, actually, it's good that you're here, the Daddy Crowd, because we're actually going to be talking about this Jason movie right here. Jason X. I believe this is the one where Jason goes to outer space. So, yeah. I haven't seen it, but if anyone in chat has, let me know what you think, because, like, that it's hard. I don't, like, I haven't seen it, but I also want, like, the Jason fans to come out and tell me what you guys think. Let me see. Jason X. This is what Jason looks like in Jason X. I'm going to be very respectful when I say this. But this version of Jason does not look like Jason at all. And when did this? Well, no, we'll just look at it right now. This is what Jason looks like. Honestly, I don't know what to even really say about this version of Jason. If I'm going to be really, like, here's a version of Jason. honestly, I don't think this one could actually, like, this one doesn't, I don't think this version of Jason is pretty good. I think, like, the best version of Jason is the original Jason from the original movie. I think that's accurate to say, or the best thing you can say. Okay, we're adding this one to this. These movies aren't serious. They're not. They're just comedy movies. Now, Pet Cemetery. Okay. Now, if you haven't seen this one, it's based off this Stephen King novel, Pet Cemetery. This one, surprisingly, is kind of similar to Children of the Corn, and how there's always like a new Children of the Corn movie out there, like a new one that gets made all the time. Like there's no like stopping. So, yeah. But with this one, it's actually pretty sad. Like, okay. Pet Cemetery. Is this 1989? Yes, it is. Okay. Basically, okay, maybe, okay. A family moves in and they find, well, this older man right here, he knows that there's this cemetery that when you bury something, like an animal or a person, they're dead, they come back to life. And what's something about this movie is that when they come back, they don't come back as themselves. They start acting aggressive and just evil in general. And what happens in the film and in the book and the several versions of Pet Sematary that has come out is what happened is the father right here was making some food for a barbecue, and the son here goes out in the middle of the road and a semi-truck hits him. And obviously with any parent, you're going to be distraught, you're going to be upset, you know, it's terrible. Originally, he helped bring back the cat right here. And the cat is acting normal in the beginning. The cat is acting normal in the beginning. And he decides to, like the father right here, decides to bring back his son, his dead son. And when he comes back, he starts acting normal for a time. And then he turns into this guy. He is sadistic in this scene. He's, you know, out for blood. He's out for the living. And honestly, like, what's really hard for me personally watching this movie and the story itself in general is that, like, you know something and you try to bring back a person that you care about. I think we've all had those kinds of feelings before we lose people and then we want them to come back. And if they were to come back, something terrible would happen. So, like, I believe the father here, he has to put down everyone. He has to kill all the people who are brought back. And, you know, it's a really depressing story. If I'm going to be honest with you, more depressing, more hard to swallow. And the scares are there. Story-wise, it's a really good one. If you haven't watched it, You need to. It's a good movie. And also read the book. And, yeah. Very good story. So, for that, for me personally, I'll have to put it right here. It's a good one. It's a really good one. Like, I usually watch a lot of horror movies during this month, obviously. And I'm just finishing up all the different Universal Monster movies, the originals. And then I'm going to be watching all my Stephen King films, which I have many of them. But, yeah. Very, very good story. Very good everything. The makeup, the costumes, the set, everything. Just peak. I haven't seen this Hellraiser movie, so I can't really speak on that. Nor this one. But this, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, oh my gosh, where do I start with that movie? Actually, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Now, if you haven't seen this movie, I think there's a game. I might have to play that on stream one of these days. But basically, there are aliens. Aliens that come down from outer space that look like clowns. And they have a lot of supernatural, alien abilities that mimic clowns. Like, and the only way you can kill them is hitting them in the schnoz. You hit them in the nose, and that's how you kill them. But no, this movie, it's comical, it's hilarious, it's a good movie with clowns, obviously. But yeah, they would kill you in so many different inventive ways, so many ways that, like, it would put many, like, horror characters to shame. Like, they would abduct humans, put them in a cotton candy-esque cocoon, and they would take these straws and start sucking out all human juices. So, yeah, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. Let me see where you can actually watch this, though. You can watch it on all these platforms, which you can watch it on Amazon for free. I'm not sponsored by them, obviously, but free advertisement. So, yeah, good movie. The human characters are good as well. So, like, if you haven't already, go watch the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. The inventiveness of this movie puts it here. Like, the novel idea of it. Like, Killer Tomatoes, the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, it's like in that space, but it doesn't. But it's not like. It's not really in that. Well, okay. How should I put this? As a movie, like Killer Tomatoes, Intelligent Tomatoes, Fusion, throw it out there. Or Giant Spider, Giant Tarantula, or some other, like, 1950s, 60s creature feature, okay? But taking aliens and clowns, just like mix them together. What are you gonna get? You get Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Good movie. Very good movie indeed. That's why I put it there. So if you agree with me, awesome. So let's continue. House of Frankenstein. I haven't seen that, but I should definitely do that. I don't even know what this is, so I can't even comment. Nor this one. But It Follows. with that movie, It Follows, it's about a teenage girl who has sex with her boyfriend, and the boyfriend had passed on a STD invisible monster. And she has to get rid. Well, the whole thing about that creature is that you have to have sex with someone else in order to get rid of the creature. This creature can be invisible and can look like any person. Like, it has the power to shapeshift. And no, honestly, it's a decent movie, but I wouldn't really put it. I would kind of put it right here. Like, there are scares in it, but like, it's not enough to really like it just doesn't really hit too much. The idea is interesting, but the execution not much. I know about this movie, but as a Jason movie, I kind of have to put it like here. Yeah, I'll just put it right there. It's a good reboot, but not the best reboot. But still good. I don't know about that movie. The Shining. Oh, The Shining. The Shining is a wonderful movie. Here. The Shining. There we go. Sorry. If you've seen this movie with Jack Nicholson, it was directed by Stanley Kubrick and is also based off a Stephen King novel, which, hooray, we love Stephen King. Well, I love Stephen King. I like his works. But you all should probably know this guy. Well, no, everyone knows Jack Nicholson, I would assume. But he famously says, "Here's Johnny," which that should get people's bells ringing. Or these two right here. "Come play with us, Danny, forever, ever, and ever." Like, this movie is an icon for a reason. Like, there's a lot of subliminal, no, not even subliminal. Like, there's a lot of artistic choices that were made for this film that really makes it stand out in its own way. Like, there's a bunch of video essays out there all about, like, the secret meaning of why Jack Torrance does this or does something like this at the end of the movie, or how when he's getting interviewed in the beginning with his tie kind of looking like the maze, the hedge maze in the film. Like, there's so much compact into this movie. I can't even like begin to articulate it. Like, it's so well put, so well made. Stephen King did make his own like version of the movie that came out in the 1990s, I believe. But yeah, there were so many good decisions with this film. Like, the terror in her eyes, how, like, it's insane. This actress who had did this was phenomenal. And actually, what's cool is that Jack Nicholson, when he was filming on this for this movie, he was actually a volunteer firefighter, and he had actually learned the proper procedure to actually cut down a door easily with a axe such as this, actually. So, like, it's so incredible. It's a really good movie. Let me show you where you can go watch this. If you have HBO Max, you can watch it with a subscription, or Pluto. I thought you didn't need a subscription for Pluto TV. YouTube Premium, Hulu, Sling, Roku, Amazon, all that stuff. So, yeah, go watch that. Go watch it if you need a good movie for Halloween or for any time of the year. Good movie. So, for that fact, I kind of argue right here. So, there's a reason why this film is critically beloved. Anyone who, appreciates film history and horror history, they know that it's critically beloved, and there's a reason for it. Event Horizon. It's a good movie. It's kind of a torture fest, kind of like Hellraiser, but Hellraiser is a bit better at it. So I kind of want to put it right here. Like, the torture aspect of it is, like, don't get me wrong, it's like, ugh, but it's not to the same degree as Hellraiser. And Saw right here is like the pinnacle of gore, body horror. So, yeah, that's my reason. Son of Frankenstein, I haven't seen. Carrie, yeah, it's another good one. You know what? I'll pull it up for you guys. Another Stephen King movie. Boy, everyone loved, like, Carrie is like an icon too. Let me see. 1977 movie. All right. If you don't know the plot of this one, boy, am I talking about a lot about plots. But hey, this is a horror movie tier list. With this movie right here, Carrie, and based off the Stephen King novel, where it's what it's named after, actually, Carrie, the book, written by Stephen King was actually a teacher during this time, and then he published it, and it was a smashing success. And then he went on to just write so many horror novels and short stories, and like went in that direction, and thankfully he did, because we wouldn't have any of these creations. But Carrie, depicted here, Carrie White, she is a telekinetic high schooler who had a religious fundamentalist parent who had like such a, how do you say, such a strong hold on her daughter that she couldn't have a social life. Okay. And she gets bullied and harassment, just a whole bunch of different terrible things. But then she starts noticing that she has the ability to move things with her mind. And the bullies, they do like the absolute, they do something really terrible to her. They pour pig's blood onto her during the prom when she was nominated prom queen, and then she uses her telekinetic powers to start, like, killing people. And then there's like another character who gets pregnant, and that's a whole a whole subplot as well. It's not just like primarily focusing on Carrie. Like, there is that added bonus for like all versions of Carrie, which, yeah, it's a good horror movie. But no, honestly, I'll kind of have to put it here. Icon that should be respected, absolutely. Well, actually, right here. It's an icon for a reason. It's great, but I feel like that's the most comfortable thing you can put it. That just feels like the most comfortable, like, that I could put it in a horror movie scenario. Hill with 1,000 Eyes. I'll have to put it here. Not my favorite, but whatever. Ooh, an American Werewolf in London. Now, this is a really good movie too. Like, these two Americans come to the United Kingdom, and they get attacked by a werewolf, and only one survives, and he has the werewolf's curse. He has a romantic attraction with one of the people who was helping him at the hospital, and he does this in one of his dreams. And visually, this movie, like, you feel his pain as he's transforming into a werewolf. Like, this is what the werewolf looks like when it's on the prowl. It's a fantastic werewolf design. Like, this is what he looks like when he's already killed someone. It's a good movie. It does a lot of great things, and one of the character who does die, the friend, actually comes back as a ghost to warn him and say, "Hey, you're a werewolf now." And where can you watch this? You can watch it for free right now on Tubi, right here. And also on the Roku channel, Fandango, Pluto, and even on YouTube and Amazon Prime, all these places. But yeah, go watch it. It's a good movie. I'm singing its praises just because I really love it that much as a horror movie, and so much. So personally for me, I'll have to put An American Werewolf in London right here. No, arguably, no, actually right there. I feel like that's okay. That's like the best place I could actually put it. Now, there. Let's see. Eraserhead, I have no idea about that movie. This one's another one that we just throw over here. Another one, no. Halloween, I've already said this before, but Halloween is an icon for a reason. Like, there's a usual, like, everyone loves this movie to death for so many good reasons. I like it too, but I'm not going to pretend like I like it just because it's an icon. I personally kind of have to put it right here. I appreciate it as a piece of legacy for the horror genre and movies in general. I really do enjoy it, but it's not my like all-time number one. But I feel like that's the best place to actually put it. Best place to put it, period. Now we have Friday the 13th, the original. Wait, how many slots? Wait. Uh-oh. I see an Insidious right here. A copy? I'll just put it right here. But this one is also a good one that deserves to be actually kind of here. Yeah, I kind of like this. Like, it's a great movie that deserves to be like up here, but I personally like it to put it over here. Like, it's a great movie, but it's not like one of my personal all-time favorite horror movies. I love it, yes, but it's not like all-time favorites. These movies over here are all-time favorite. This one's just like an excellent film in its own right. So, but no, good one, really good movie. So, yes, let me see where an American Psycho. It's it's disturbing, yes, don't get me wrong, but for a disturbing movie, like, there's a lot of iconic scenes. I kind of want to put it here just because, like, I can't. Well, okay. The memes, don't get me wrong, have kind of really warped my view of this movie. It's a good movie, a good thriller, a good piece of film history, and Christian Bale is a really good choice to play the main character. But again, I just think like the memes really hurt my perspective on this movie, so I can't really give it a good, accurate perspective without the memes infecting my view. So that's why I put it here at C. Not saying it's bad, it's just memes can really warp your views and mind. I haven't seen that. Evil Dead 2. Good horror comedy. And we do have like a lot of iconic things from that film. So I kind of put it even up here. Kind of like right in between Halloween and The Conjuring 2. But yeah, I just think that that's the best place to put it. Ash Williams, we love Ash Williams. Such a great guy. No, I have not seen that. But Annabelle, this one, honestly, name recognition, it put Annabelle is up here, like somewhere in A, because of the popularity. I kind of want to put it kind of right here. Like, without, well, even without The Conjuring backing the Annabelle movie right here, I still think it wouldn't. Well, even in real life, there was like the Annabelle doll, and people get all freaked out because of the stories they hear about that about this doll. Like, yeah, I think like Annabelle has like such a name recognition outside, like in the real world, that it deserves to be here. But I don't think like it has enough motion to push it into this direction, like to get it up here. But no, a good horror movie with a lot of jump scares that really really has a lot of energy to it. It gets people's attention. No, I would say with Cloverfield. I would say, what do I say about Cloverfield? As an American Godzilla monster movie, it was good. I really like it. I like, don't get me wrong, the shaky cam aspect of the movie really is not something I really appreciate all too much, but that's just the style of what kind of film it is. So it's a good, like, besides that kind of really hurts. It kind of visually hurts my eyes because of all the running and like all this moving around with the camera. Not good. But the story and the monster and just how all random it happened. Like, 1 minute you're being dumped. Well, no, you got dumped. Well, excuse me. The main character dumps his girlfriend and is going over to Japan because of a work opportunity, and then all the madness breaks out with the giant monster going through Manhattan and tearing up New York City. That is like very good. And I also like how, kind of to compare it back to that Godzilla reference, you kind of have to imagine when the original Godzilla movie came out. I believe it came out in 1952. Like, imagine if you were a Japanese person and you had the technology and just going about your day, and then you see this giant nuclear mutant monster lizard going through Tokyo and doing what it does in that film. Like, I kind of feel like it would match the same energy as the Cloverfield movie right here. So for that, I would put it right. Well, it's kind of more, well, not even action adventure heavy, but I would kind of put it right here. And it's also one of my personal favorites. No idea. Rosemary's Baby. Unsettling, yes, good movie. It's as itself, but as a horror movie, it really builds on suspense. So I kind of have to put it respectfully here. Respectfully. I still love that movie, but it's just not that. It doesn't really have like the motion to be up here with everyone else. All the original Night Land of the Living Dead, I have no idea about that. Cult of Chucky movies go here. No. Symphony of Horror as the first vampire movie, and as I believe the first horror movie, and its reputation. Actually, in the original Dracula novel, Dracula does not die in the sunlight. He gets weakened in the sunlight, but doesn't necessarily die. But this movie had had forced itself into the conversation of what if a vampire burns in sunlight and dies in sunlight. And honestly, a movie, a ripoff of Dracula, no doubt, that can push itself into the conversation to establish for vampires like 100 years from, like, this movie came out 100 years ago, and consistently since Nosferatu, every single vampire burns in sunlight. So that's the incredible part of this movie. It's a silent movie, and you also, like, how do you say this? It follows it follows pretty closely to the original source material by Bram Stoker's Dracula novel. Just names changed and everything like that. But, the history behind that film is a whole thing onto itself. But yeah, it's a great film. Great movie. Yeah. Definitely check it out. And that's why I put it right here. No idea. I would say no idea, but it's a Chucky movie, therefore it goes to F. When it comes to Alien 1979, oh yes. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Right here. Alien from 1979. Let me pull it up for you guys. Excuse me. 1979. This movie was a movie that came out in late 1979. A lot of great music was released in 1979, and a couple really great movies during that year. And the alien right here, the xenomorph, it was so out of the realm of, kind of like what I was talking about earlier with creature features just having like gray aliens, or literally just human beings just with like weird futuristic clothing on, and they just call that alien. No, this distinctly was far more, it didn't even resemble anything on Earth. And the film uses claustrophobia in outer space to such a great degree that you're afraid, oh, this part of the ship, it might be the xenomorph, but you can't tell. Like, the xenomorph itself blends in with its environment. It blends in with the ship's environment that you would mistaken it for some part of the ship. And that's what's the great feature about this creature. It's one of my favorite creatures and films of all time. It's so perfect in so many ways. It does have problems, yes, but all of these, from everything right here and everything up here, has problems. I'm not I'm not defending. Well, I'm not going to like sugarcoat anything, no. But it's one of my favorite movies of all time. It does well on the horror, the suspense, the feeling that it gives you in your stomach. If you're feeling something in your chest, you should probably go check the doctor immediately. If you get my reference, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, there's it's great. It's one of my favorites. No, no, no. This Saw movie was pretty good. I kind of want to put it like here. Yeah, here. It's a good movie. Kind of a little bit weaker, not like compared to the original Saw, but yeah. This one just straight up this. It's kind of bad. Well, actually, the more I think about it, I'm putting this up here. It's a good movie, The Lighthouses, but this is kind of well, actually no. This I'm putting it right here. That's just because like it's a good like the CGI is good, but it's kind of crappy. That's why you know what? I'm going to put it all the way. It's going to be the leader of F. I don't know why I was even putting it up here. I was trying to be nice, but no. It's in the F tier. Bride Frankenstein. Oh, sorry. It's a good one, yeah. Don't get me wrong. His reaction when she comes alive. Great, great, great. I'll have to put it right here. Very good film. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, yeah, welcome. We are just talking about horror movies. So yeah, if you like horror movies, this is your yeah, this is the stream. So, yes, I haven't seen that movie. It's a Chucky movie, therefore it goes here. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing really great tonight. No. This is probably the original. I haven't seen the original, but I want to. No. I have no idea what that is. I haven't seen The Orphan, but yes. Nor this. Friday the 13th Part 2? No, I haven't seen that. Paranormal Activity. What do you guys think about? What do you guys think, chat? What do you think about Paranormal Activity? If I'm gonna be honest with you, this movie, I'll kind of put it right here. That's just because it's another found footage movie. And it did like kind of help kick off The Conjuring and then all its multiple knockoffs that it inspired. But yeah, very good. I would say it's a trend movie. It started off the trend. No idea. But speaking of starting trends, the Blair Witch Project here, as it feels like another psychological horror movie, I kind of have to put it right here. Yeah, I like the Blair Witch Project. Like, I think it's the original found footage horror movie. It takes elements of like a documentary-esque setup. Oh. Ring original. Well, wow, Chatter, you have a lot of good horror movies that you would put into S tier. These are my horror movies that I put into S tier. Like some of these, like, I have my reasons, but yeah. House is up next. No, we have Raw right here. I haven't seen this movie. Oh yeah, no, this one right here. Um, I haven't seen this movie, nor have I seen this. But I might have to check it out. I can't really speak on this movie right here. If you have a reason, then let me know, and then I might put it somewhere here on this massive list. Is it Artistic Acid Trip? You know what? I haven't seen that movie, but based on what you said about it being a acid trip, artistic acid trip, you know what? I will have to check it out. Maybe I'll look for it on some streaming service or something. But based on that description, oh no, we're gonna get to you soon. But I'll have to put it right here. I'll put it right here. Based on that description alone, I think that I think it'll go here. I'll put it right here in B. Now Jaws. An icon of its own. I kind of think for it being an icon, I'll have to put it right here. I think it should be here because it kind of, how you say, I brought this up earlier in the stream, but when you have like animal-based monster movies, like with, of course, like tarantulas and like insect-based animal monster things, like that was the trend for the 50s and 60s kind of horror. But with the original Jaws movie, I do think that inspired so much fear in people that it sticks with modern, like, people of our generation. Oh, it's just like Japanese do with Wizard of Oz, but gory and a bunch of wacky editing. Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out. Yeah, yeah. You know, based on that description alone, chatter, I'm gonna have to watch it. It sounds really good. I wish I could show the trailer and look into it more, but I'm afraid of copyright. That's my personal devil. What I'm scared of. Ooh. Now part 2. I'll just put it right here. Don't get me wrong, it did some like cool stuff, but still the first one right here from 2017 was actually a good idea, kinda. So I have not seen this movie. So Psycho, that's a good movie. Everyone should know Psycho. That's a wonderful movie. I was talking about Vertigo at the beginning of the stream. Oh. Like, you know how Hellraiser, they did that too, where they had these lightning effects that were actually drawn on the film. So weird, ziggity lines. It's things like that. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Boy. I kind of call myself a horror fan expert, kinda, but you know, there's so many horror movies out there, and I still like, I don't know, I think it's really cool. There's so many good horror movies out there that I still need to check out. Like half of these movies right here I haven't gone to see yet or have no interest in. Like Eraserhead right here, I've never seen that. So I can't really speak on that. I put all the Chucky movies here just because I just don't like Chucky. It's garbage to me, but you know. Yeah. But Psycho, another classic movie, a really classic horror movie. Eraserhead is great. I'll have to check it out. Again, I need to check that out. I would kind of put Psycho right here. But let me check out this Eraserhead. Oh, sorry. Eraserhead. Oh, wow. Let me see. Oh, it's free on Pluto. Excellent. Body horror film? You know what? Yeah. I'm going to have to look it up. Well, no. Well, duh. I have it on here. But no, I'm going to have to check it out. I've heard of Eraserhead, yeah, but geez, that could actually be something. I think, yeah, I'll have to check it out. But well, thanks for the recommendation. I'll have to check it out. So thank you, chatter. More cyberpunk? Oh, that's pretty sick. I've not seen The Purge Anarchy, so I can't really speak on that. But Silence of the Lambs. The Silence of the Lambs is a really good such an iconic movie. Like usually people I know personally who don't like horror movies or thrillers, they really enjoy Silence of the Lambs. and there's a reason. Like, it's peak. It's a peak movie. So that's why I personally think it should go right here. Shaun of the Dead is arguably one of my favorite movies too. So I like Silence of the Lambs is a really great movie, yes, but I wouldn't put put Silence of the Lambs above Shaun of the Dead. But this one, another iconic movie. I think with the Tim Curry Pennywise, it did such a good job. I'm trying to think. Instilling the fear of clowns. Like, I don't know where or, well, actually, I think I have an idea. The John Wayne Gacy mass killer who dressed up as Pogo the Clown, like, that started making people think, oh, maybe I shouldn't, like, mess around with clowns. And then Stephen King, used that fear to create Pennywise, which, excellent. I think Pennywise really cemented it in horror in general. Oh, I already see the remake, remake in the list, like a throne in my left ball. I'm disappointed whoever created this for putting that bullshit where there is instead the original masterpiece. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. Ring. Oh, there it. Okay. I should say this. I have not seen The Ring. I should though. I should, but I haven't. So I need to stay neutral on that because I haven't seen it. Maybe I'll try to take the time to watch it, but yes. No, honestly. Well, okay. Let me just put it better. So watch the original then. Absolutely. Here, I'm going to just put it to you like this, chat. I'm going to put this. Well, not even here. It deserves to be. Deserves to be right here. The reason why I say that is because, yes, it's a. It's iconic for many reasons. That it helps cemented clown fear in general. With the original films, like, as many people. Wait, let me think. Let me see this. I think the Ring remakes. Such Quentin Tarantino hates the Hunger Games. How should I put this? I think some horror movies should not be remade. Like, I watched the Alien Earth show. Here, let me pull it up here. I'm a very big Alien fan. And when Alien Earth came out, I'm talking about the show, going on a tangent a little bit. I watched the entire show. And, like, there were aspects of the show I appreciated. Like, it did feel a lot like it was movie quality. Some artistic decisions I felt were not really best for the show. and the narrative about um, the characters here starting to control the xenomorph, I think that really like hurts the xenomorph's reputation. Kind of like with a crappy Jason movie or a Freddy Krueger movie. Like some remakes can get more people interested in the originals, but when you make a crappy remake, it hurts the reputation of the original. And that's what I don't vibe with that. You have to wait until like the audience actually judges the film or the show. And that's why I just say it's not good. And I feel sorry for any like fans of The Ring. I haven't seen it myself, obviously, but I just think all the people who could have like been introduced to the original Ring, now they have like the reminders of the previous Ring movie that's instilled in their head, which is a shame, but you know, that's just how it goes. I think that's also a fair assessment. But we have A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. It's also a really great movie. They do some more creative stuff with this movie compared to The Nightmare on Elm Street, which does make it really fun in that aspect, but I still think the original is pretty good. But yeah. 10 Cloverfield Lane. I wish it was a Cloverfield movie, but it wasn't. Like compared to this movie, it's not that. Not that at all. And that's why I kind of have to put it here. I really wish it was like the Cloverfield movie. The original one. But no, it didn't even do it justice. Okay, I think we're getting close to the end, so yeah. The Thing. Honestly, whoa, okay. Okay, chatter, just give me a sec. I try to make sure to read as much of your messages as possible in the chat, so just give me a sec. American film, but that's the only. It's just a skeleton. Story quite deep. Yeah. Wow. No, honestly, the thing is, like, I'm personally not a big fan of the thing, but I can't deny that it's a pioneer of body horror in general. Excuse me, in general, and that's why it should be here. Yeah, should be here. No, honestly, kind of have to put it right here. I'm a sucker for old horror movies that are from the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. Like, I don't know. I just really love the original Night of the Living Dead. But oh, speaking of the dead, Evil Dead. Oh, I love this one so much. Like, where do I even begin? The practical effects on this movie are like perfect. I think The Thing can be one of it. and be the one of the movies that make. Yeah, it could. Like, honestly, I love that about pieces of movies. Well, excuse me. Movies like, okay. Like The Shining here, for example. The Shining, like, besides like YouTube people out there who will make video essays about The Shining, I really enjoy those. Don't get me wrong. But what's great about The Shining is the so many details that you can find in the movie. It's like, oh man, it this movie deserves to be gushed over. uh, very very okay. Some of these movies that I put up here, my love for them as a person just like projects itself in ways like that. But yeah, great film. But The Evil Dead, I think majority of horror movies, like from the beginning of horror movies being made, like they're usually given a low budget and they usually use like a lot of practical effects. But with The Evil Dead, it does a great job with the practical effects and with the unsettling nature of the deadites in the woods and Ash William, obviously, or Ashley. Like, I love it so much. So I kind of want to just put it right here. You know, actually, I'll put it right here. I'll put Alien right here. Now, Hereditary. What do I say about Hereditary? I also like with Hereditary all the details too that are implanted in the film and in the dialogue of the characters. And when you watch it multiple times too, you also notice things about that movie. And that's what I appreciate about this movie. It's another A24 movie. Damn, does A24 actually make some killer stuff? I love that part of A24. Okay, we're almost to the end. So, why is Godzilla here? I don't even think it should count. Like, okay. Majority of these movies are horror movies. Yes. Is a horror movie? Really? I what was I trying to say? Uh the Lighthouse right here. The first one? Yeah. You know, actually I do you know you know what actually I do agree. The more I think about it. When it came out, yeah. I can see how it is a very how it can be a horror movie. I have not seen this The Purge. No, I have not seen this Purge movie, nor have I seen this. But I have seen Fright Night, and I think it's a pretty good movie. I like all. Whoop, nope. Let's just put you. But where do I put this? I don't know. I kind of want to. It deserves to be in this section, or somewhere in this section. I just don't know. Maybe I'll just slide it into here. Yeah, I'll just slide it into here. Shin Godzilla also leans into that direction with the newest Godzilla Mutus. Absolutely, just saw a horror movie, or at least heavily leaning that way. I have not seen that new Godzilla movie, but I have seen Shin Godzilla. Actually, the original Godzilla movie and Shin Godzilla, those make sense to me. Unfortunately, well, I don't know. I do like those versions of Godzilla, but the Godzilla where it's Godzilla versus Mothra or King Ghidorah or any of those versions, I like those movies, and that's usually what I think of when I think Godzilla instead of like from the original. But Gremlins. Oh, I love Gremlins. It's a perfect entry movie for let me say people who don't usually watch horror movies, but then like there's so much with that movie that it's a good jumping off point for people who want to get into horror. So you could easily show it. You could usually show that to a whole family, and it's for the whole family. Anyone can enjoy it. Come on. Just watch it on Halloween. Isn't there like it happens during Christmas too? So watch it during Christmas. If we can make the Nightmare Before Christmas movie a Halloween movie and a Christmas movie, then yeah, we can do the same with Gremlins. Not the second one though, but the first one, yeah, we can make it happen. We just need to change the narrative online. And here's the Ring, and I'm not going to say anything because I haven't seen any of the Ring movies, nor any of the Insidious movies besides the first one, which weirdly enough, they added a copy of the poster right here, but I put the original. Where did I? Right over here. So, I have not seen this either, or this, but I have seen the Birds. Birds, I say bird, something bird song. I don't know. I thought Insidious to be very generically crap. It was, but I would kind of call it like a entry level horror movie, and that's just putting it nicely. But yeah, the Birds. Yeah. Isn't there a remake of the Birds? Because I swear that there was in the early 2000s, and there was I don't know where it came from. Like when I was younger, I swore like I watched the TV once, and then there was like a flock of birds that were attacking people, and there was like a bunch of them flying around. And I think that was a remake of the original Birds by Alfred Hitchcock. But honestly, it's extremely unlikely. I watched the first one and wasn't impressed. Tons of cliche. No good acting and nothing in terms of intelligent plot writing or meta commentary or anything. That's a fair assessment. But to bring it back to the birds, I'll have to put the birds. I'll have to put it right here. It's another entry level horror movie. These aren't entry level horror movies, but I'm thinking for these two right here, like a good jumping off point for people. These are the two. Actually, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, I would also put that in there too. But yeah. Maximum Overdrive. I think this is the only movie that, well, okay. Maximum Overdrive, the first movie made by Stephen King, and then he made his own version of The Shining in the 90s. But this one, it doesn't have the Stephen King. Honestly, I thought Stephen King would have made a really great horror movie. But this Maximum Overdrive, it has enough. Like, it doesn't. I wouldn't imagine the king of horror to actually, make something that sucked this bad. Like, I get it. He's a horror author, and like a visual media, a visual format such as films, like that's extremely different from writing. Like, extremely different from writing like a horror story. So that's why I'll have to put it right there. How did you like the Candyman? Candyman. I haven't seen that. I haven't. Unfortunately. I really liked that one. A light in the sea of bullshit slashers. I'll have to watch the Candyman movie, because I know that character, obviously, but yeah, I don't think I could really give a good assessment of that slasher, but just because, like, all I know is he's a black guy with a hook and with a suit. Well, a long trench coat. But besides that, I can't really speak on that. I still need to look at new horror movies, more horror movies, because I feel like with all these ones, it's embarrassing that I don't know all of them or haven't seen all of them. Like the Eraserhead right here. Like, I need to check that out. And also The Ring here. All the Ring movies, and give my thoughts on that. But yeah, all the Purge movies just look like nothing interesting to me. Cujo. Cujo is what do I say? Cujo. I remember it very vaguely. Like, I know it's about a dog that gets rabies, and a mom and her son are trapped in a car. So I know that's a feature about that movie. I can't really remember too much about what happens much in that movie, but you know, the fact that it's a dog with rabies and it can happen in the real world, like a dog can go rabid and start killing people. Like, I don't know. I think that, you know, can be something that makes it honorable in the horror sphere. So, yeah, I would say that. I haven't seen this, so I can't really comment. Creep, no. Poltergeist, it's a fun entry level horror movie, so I'll have to put it here. Ooh, horror themed metal band. I would say Ice Nine Kills. They are fun, yes, but I know some people will roll their eyes to that. But outside of Ice Nine Kills, I really like Ghoul. Ghoul is fun. They are a thrash slash death metal band, and they wear like hood. Well, they wear they wear like potato sacks over their heads and have like cuts for their eyes, and like they do elaborate space. Well, excuse me, they do elaborate performances on stage, kind of like Guar, which they're really fun. But if you ask me in terms of horror themed music, if you ever check out horror punk, if you're, I say, there's a lot of good horror punk bands out there besides the Misfits. There's obviously the Cramps for psychobilly. Then there's Calbrisi. There's the other. What else? Blitzkid, Zambina, and the Skeletons. Just so many other ones. They're not. They're kind of close to horror punk and psychobilly, but they are psychobilly band. Tiger Army is another good one. But and I'd also say Creeper is another good one, but they're a goth glam band. But I hope that answers your question. What about you, chat? What's your favorite horror themed metal bands or things in that space? Wicker Man, I haven't seen, but I still need to check that out. I think I've heard of Ghoul once. Yeah, they're not as big compared to many other horror bands out there. But besides Ice Nine Kills, I really like Ice Nine Kills. But besides them, Ghoul is another good one. I would probably say one of the OGs. And the Misfits is their whole other thing onto themselves. A legend in both the the punk and metal world. The Wicker Man is really good too. Probably one of the best Western folk horror movies. Yeah, I've seen clips obviously, and I need to watch that movie too. Like there's some legendary horror movies that I just haven't gotten the chance to see. Like Scream, great example right here. I've seen clips obviously, but I just can't really comment because I have never watched it. And I should probably, but yes. Insidious, whatever. Well, excuse me. Yeah, I haven't seen any of these two. Honestly, Ooh, my favorite would be Kodoshi. Very influenced by Japanese ghost horror. Ooh, ooh, oh man, I need to check that out. Could I'm gonna probably butcher it, but I'll try my best. Kudoshi. I'll have to try. I'll have to test that out. I'll give it a listen or anything like that. It sounds interesting. But Under the Skin. It's an interesting story, but it doesn't really scare or anything. It's just kind of weak. The Nun. Well, no, excuse me. I have seen this. Why did I put that down there? I'll just put it right here. The Nun. How do I feel about The Nun? Okay, you know what? It was getting to. Ooh, let me show you. You after. You should definitely experience it. Yeah. Yeah. I'll have to look on. I'll have to look at it on my own. But The Nun. What I don't like about The Nun, this one right here. It was a good, decent, like, film. I'll just put it like that. But when they had the gall to come out of nowhere and then, like, okay. My main criticism for the movie for the Conjuring universe is that they'll claim it's based on true stories. And, like, at the time, I used to believe in that kind of stuff when it came to, like, these supposedly are based on true stories. But the fact that in The Nun, they had the gall to claim that in the I believe it happened, well, in Transylvania, in Romania, they had the gall to say in the movie that there's droplets of Jesus's blood in a circular orb in the castle at the bottom of the castle. When they had did that, that killed any last sympathy. Well, no, not sympathy. Like, excuse me, any ounces I had for that, not just for the Nun movie, but for the Conjuring universe as it is. Like, I was, trying to be nice with it, but when they pulled that out and still claimed, oh, this is based on true stories, I just started to say, oh, please be for real. Come on. So that's why I feel not so great about The Nun. That they're playing their audience for fools if they're going to constantly, like, bait them like that. I have not seen this. Nor have I seen this. The Descent. I've heard the name. I can't really do something with this, though. I should see that, though. Silent Hill. I haven't played Silent Hill. It sounds pretty fun. But the movie, I heard it did pretty well. So for that, I'll have to I don't know. I haven't even seen it. All I've seen is the video game and a little bit of the clips, but I can't really depend too much on the clips for that. Possession, no. 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 I haven't seen any of these ones besides clips for this one. Godzilla. Honestly, after thinking about it with the context of like what it would have been like if something like that were to happen with a monster like this, honestly, it's really changed my perspective on it. So I'm going to have to put it up here now, the more I think about it. But, yes. Okay, we're at the end, it seems, so hell yeah. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Oh yeah. I love this part. I love this. We have a lot of good movies here. Okay. We have Get Out. A really good psychological horror movie. I like how the monsters are the people, and added like some good social commentary into that. So it definitely amps it up to like this. I'll put it right here. I like how the attention to detail and the social commentary and the visuals really drive it home, and just a really good movie, I would say. Predator. Yeah, I love Predator so much. Okay. I'm a little bit, how do you put this? When it comes to Predator, when I was younger, you know, how I was bringing up about like the xenomorph, how I really loved the xenomorph growing up. I feel the same way for a Predator, or what their species is known as, Yautja. Like I watched like YouTube videos of like lore explanations about their history and their culture and like all that stuff. And apparently there is a Predator movie coming out in November or December. I'm going to watch it and give my thoughts on it. I might be a little bit biased when I go see it just because I want more Predator media, but I'm going to try to be more critical about it. But, you know, the original Predator is a great movie, a great horror movie, great action movie, sci-fi movie. So, yeah, I'll have to put it right here. What about you, Chad? What do you think? Do you think Predator should be up here on the S tier level, or do you think it be? Do you think it should be brought down a notch? So, wait a minute. Where's House of a Thousand Corpses? Just give me a sec. I think I put it. If it is here, I need to put it back. I have to put it. Let me see. House of a Thousand Corpses. There has to be it. It has to be here. No? I don't think so. Misery is a good one. I really like Misery. Crazed fans do exist. So the environment of the movie really does it good. So yeah, I'll have to put it right there. Well, actually, yeah, I'll have to put it right there. Ooh, Sinister. I think it was kind of bad. It was just like uninspiring. There is some like cool ideas in that, but just not something I would find too enjoyable. Oh, I love this one. You know how I was bringing up like different bands, like the Cramps are played in this song. TSOL is played in this. Well, excuse me, in this movie. One of the Cramps had their songs in this. Surfing Bird, TSOL, and 45 Grave, which is a really good death rock slash horror punk band to get into. But the subject of that song, Party Time, is it's a little bit much. If you ever listen to that song, you'll know what I mean. If you hear the lyrics and read the lyrics, it's a little bit disturbing. No, it is disturbing, but it's good. I really enjoyed this one, so I'll have to put it right here. Chucky movie means it goes here. I know I'm not being too fair to Chucky, but I don't like Chucky. It's just not fun. I've seen this. It was kind of trash. Dawn of the Dead? No. Dracula, yes, I love Dracula. 1931's Dracula, peak, is perfect. I love everything about that movie. Haven't seen you. I have seen the 2013 version of Evil Dead, which is a good movie, but I liked the acting of the main character, of the main actress. She was really good, so maybe I'll put it right here. Yeah, I'll put it right there. Okay, we're almost there. The Omen, I haven't seen. No. And to top it all off, no. So, this is my entire list. A lot of movies, half of these movies I haven't seen. Movies I have seen plenty of the Chucky movies, but even then, I'm a bit biased against Chucky. And I have seen all of these other movies. I swore I saw like A House of a Thousand Corpses on this list, but no. But yeah. Let me just turn that off. Okay. I'll look at the video after the stream chatter. I will. I don't want to get copyright striked on stream, so I appreciate you providing the link to me. Thank you. I will check it out after the stream. But let me just go to here. Okay. But yeah, thank you for coming to the stream. I usually don't do like tier list or anything outside of the video gaming space, but you won't need to fear some bullshit. Well, don't worry, I'll check it. But yeah, no, this is the first time I've ever did like a tier list or anything like that. But yeah. Next Thursday I will be playing. I play games like Fortnite, Minecraft, all that stuff. And I'm gonna be playing what's that? I'm gonna be playing Dead by Daylight on October 30th, so hey, go check me out when that happens. It's called Stream and Scream, my second annual event, so hey, if you guys are not doing anything on that day at night, just swing by. And yeah. but yeah, we will be continuing the horror game stuff. So yes. Anything else? Oh, I'm still waiting for that YouTube channel to email me back because I do want to watch the original Nosferatu here on stream, but like copyright scares the shit out of me, and I don't want to get copyright striked for watching and showing you guys the whole like original Nosferatu movie. So we'll see. Wait a sec. I'm gonna wait for chat and everything. Let me make sure. By the way, yeah, I know it's in the public domain, but there's only just one issue when it comes to Nosferatu. Unfortunately, well, however you want to slice it, Nosferatu is in the public domain, but because there are different versions of the original film that have been re-released and remastered, it can how do you say? I'll answer your question in just one sec. But yeah, you also have to consider that aspect of it. I did reach out to a YouTube channel that has like old classic movies, and there is an unlikelihood that they will reach back to me, but yeah, I'm gonna still try to look into how to actually show it, because I think it would be a great thing to play here on Twitch and on YouTube and everything. Who's my favorite horror director? He's not really a horror. Well, he has made horror movies, yes, but in terms of one of my favorite directors, Guillermo del Toro. If you've seen like Pan's Labyrinth or Crimson Peak or The Devil's Backbone or the Hellboy movies, like, and also I believe, yeah, del Toro is great. Absolutely. I love with his movies that what was I going to say? Practical effects. He's excellent. If you have ever watched the show, here, let me actually pull it up. I was going to end the stream, but here, let me just type it in here. Face Off show. There's this show here. It's on these platforms right here. And what's cool is that Guillermo del Toro was actually one of the guests. What do you say? Guest judges for some of these people who make excellent. How do you say? Like, people will make like all these different characters and like sculpture the face and everything. Like, it's really great. Here, I got Pan's Labyrinth on Blu-ray. The new master did a couple years back. I got it on Spanish Blu-ray. Oh, that's sick. I love Pan's Labyrinth. It's a really great movie. I tried to show it to one of my friends, but the aspect that it was primarily in Spanish, well, no, only in Spanish. There's like English overlay things you can use, but no, it's a shame that some people won't explore it because the language aspect. But no, honestly, I think it's beautiful its way. But yeah, if you haven't seen this show, You should. It's a really great show. People from all over the United States and around the world come and make all these different. They make all of these characters. My faves are. Oh, let's go. Nice, chatter. But, yeah. There we go. Okay. But, yes. That's where it stands. Maybe, like, I should probably say this too. We will be making more tier lists in the future. I might do like horror characters, I guess, or I might do like if you like comic books, like comic book characters, like superhero characters or anything like that. Hey, I've only played Marvel Rivals on here a couple times. And I also play Fortnite. And when they had like Marvel characters in the game, I did play that. So, hey, I'm just trying to be upfront as I can when it comes to, what I do. I'm trying to venture more into one of my favorite genres of media out there, besides fantasy and horror. Well, excuse me. Fantasy and sci-fi. It's horror. I love horror. There's so much beauty in it. But yeah. Just wanted to say again, thank you so much for coming to the stream. I'm gonna end it here, but if you had a great time, I'm happy for you. Well, I'm happy that I provided that for you. So, yeah. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a great day, night, afternoon, wherever you are. And thank you for coming to the stream. Until next Thursday, that will be all. Take care, chat. Bye.